presence combined.
Hold on, he brought in 125,000.
He's trying to say, guys, time out. Let's get back to our people.
No, we're talking about refugees. Refugees are different. It's not about jobs. Refugees, your international obligation.
Like you're talking H-1B, green card. Which one are you talking? Okay,
refugees, vetted by, the vetted program.
Sure.
Where you're vetted abroad. You check you're not a terrorist, all of that stuff.
That's
what happened to you?
Yes.
Biden did it too. He allowed 125,000 people. He upped the cap.
Okay.
Trump dropped the cap with Stephen Miller to 7,500.
Okay.
And since October, he allowed in 6,069, according to the Washington Post.
I want to know where you're going with this.
He allowed in only 3 Afghans and 6,066 white people from South Africa. There are 2 things I would say about that. Number one, that's racist. You let in 99.9% of your refugees are white people who are not refugees, and you don't allow people from Iran, Iraq, Syria.
I'm not here to mitigate the obvious. Like, if you don't see MAGA being anti-immigration, unless it's white South Africans being a very indication that they're racist, then
Yes, so if you watch that, you could see that it was on the PBD podcast. I guess that's his name. And oh, this is just so triggering. And it's like, I guess he's an entrepreneur, businessman, has his own podcast. And I can't believe, I don't know much about the guy. I think I've even been to a conference where I've seen him speak because I'm like, I know this person. But I just can't believe that even came out of his mouth. But I guess it makes sense for what core beliefs he stands for, what he believes is right. But it is insanity to me, once again, like that we have people who are at the forefront, who are running businesses, who are hosting podcasts, who are expressing, their thoughts and this and that. And from a spiritual lens, like I completely agree with Poetic Flocka, like he does such a good job, but I want to come in from a spiritual lens that this just shows how someone's so out of alignment. Someone's in an energy of forgetting. Someone could look like, oh, they've created so much, but you can already tell how he speaks is out of alignment. What he's trying to express is out of alignment. It is not somebody who's tuned in. It is not someone who's looking from a place of empathy or connection. It is coming from a lens of narrow-minded viewpoints, which someone who can be educated, smart, they can really throw a narrative where they feel like they know what they're speaking about. But when you actually really tune in, it is just laced with a lot of words and details that aren't valid, that are just another narrow-minded way to think. And there was a lot of people in the forefront who are speakers who don't even sound educated like Trump and are just speaking like out of their ass. And that is what is happening. And this is just an example that we have so many people from the West, and he's apparently from Iran. And that's just insane to me because he should know from anyone what it's like to come over to the West, the energy, what your family has to go through. And it's always been insane to me. I grew up in Canada. I came to the States and people are like, where? Like I ask people where they're from and they're like, America. I'm like, but no one's from America. Like, what? Like, this is just insane to me that people actually think this. And this is the naive energy from the West, this superior energy, thinking they know everything, thinking they're winning and that they need to be winners and this and that. And we are the better country. And oh, we are the country where dreams happen. And yes, there are a lot of dreams that do happen, but there's a lot of negativity. There's been a lot of suppression. So many things have been twisted. So much abuse, so much of just colonization. Like you just can't even, you can't even justify what North America compared to the other part of the world can really say. I've always been a person who has spoken about 3 civilizations. The first is Africa, which is the civilization that birthed which is the original blueprint of humanity. So they birthed humanity. the second civilization. And this is where a lot of spiritual people in the spiritual community leave out Africa. And they don't say that. They call Lemuria the first civilization. Nope. Africa was the first civilization. Number 2 was Lemuria. Number 3 was Atlantis. Okay, so we are on a certain point on the spiral where we are returning back to these civilizations, but from a higher point of view, from a higher perspective. These men over here think they know shit, but then they're speaking with so much hate, so much narrow-minded, such a lack of empathy and love. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And I really hope that people see, like, the person who was saying the other side of the point of view and bringing up very good points, and like he could not even hold himself, Peter. And Poetic Flocka says it amazing too. He's saying, like, how can this man say this stuff? Like, how? Like, how are you not seeing? Like, you're justifying that they're bringing across all these South Africans, but it's mainly white. It was only a few black people. It would, like, this is insane. Like, that they're justifying this, that they think this is right. And then the discussion about Muslims, like, I can't believe how much hate is held in the community of the West for Muslims. It is insane. It is insane. It's a beautiful religion, and people need to learn to respect that religion. And the fact that if you act like you're Christian, if you act like you're Catholic, but then you don't honor or hold respect or hold space for other religions, then you are completely not a person tapped into their religion, tapped into their connection with God and Christ. You're not. You can't have a cross around your neck and act like you love God, you're a person that channels Jesus, channels Yeshua, that you are a person who is about love and oneness and loving my neighbor, and then you're hating Muslims. No, that's not how it works. Like, and creator source God, and especially Yeshua, knows this. And first of all, Yeshua was black. We all know this. And he was a healer. That is what he did. He was a healer. He never said, worship me. And he's not saying, worship me now. He says, it's within you. That has always been his main messaging. But people have twisted it because a white guy named Paul came into the mix and they thought they knew some shit. No, they did not know anything. Let me tell you, they did not know anything. I recently, like a year ago, went with a girl to this Christian church. It was like, I think called Oceans or something. And I was just being nice, being open-minded. And the preacher or whoever he was saying, oh, you know, you can't be like the raven. The raven goes and eats the scraps of garbage on the ground. You need to be like the dove, because the dove is pure and it will guide you. I'm like, okay, this is beyond racist, first of all, because the raven is black and the dove is white. So this is racist. And like my whole body and Yeshua was coming through, because guess what? Anyone can tap in and channel Yeshua if they're coming from a place of love. And he said bullshit. And he was coming in so strong, calling this bullshit, because it was such bullshit. And we have all these white folks in the audience, maybe like one mixed kid in the audience, and they're all shaking their head, praising. And I'm like, how do I get the hell out of here? Because this is so triggering. And anyone who is spiritual knows the raven has always been so ancient and the wisdom keeper, the messenger of the gods. That is what the raven is. So anyone spiritual and in alignment would know that. But hey, okay. Back to though that energy. He was saying, how can you pin people against religion? How can you say this stuff about certain religions? Words hold meaning. They hold matter. They hold energy. That's what the guy was saying, which was really powerful, because it does. Words hold energy. And just like how he said in San Diego, there was a shooting at a Muslim temple, and this happened at a mosque, and you can't be going around promoting to be against Muslims or saying negative things about Muslims, because this begins brainwashing, this fake programming like society has been doing for centuries, the matrix. They have tried to put so many people in this matrix, in this energy, just like how the Michael Jackson documentary came out. I've always said Michael Jackson was innocent, and so many people have looked at me crazy for years when I was defending him, when I said they murdered Princess Diana, when they murdered John Lennon, when they murdered JF Kennedy. They all looked at me like crazy, but the truth is now coming out, people, and this is what they've done. They've tried to program people in this fake narrative. And why are they doing this? Because they're trying to divide us. They're trying to separate us. They're trying to take the power away from within you. They're trying to show you that the power's outside of you. They're trying to not show you that we come from Africa, that we need to honor this energy, honor the East, honor the Eastern cultures, the ancient energy, the ancestors. They're trying to pull you away from the actual authentic energy, from the beginning civilization, which has always been Africa, which is the true original blueprint. And then they're trying to take away like different religions because they're so fearful of the unknown. They are so in their fear. I always say there's these two forces of energy in the universe, the one of forgetting and the one of remembering. And all these elites, all these government officials, all these powerful people are in this energy of forgetting because there's such an energy of fear. And I don't understand why people don't see that. People go, well, they're so successful. How do you measure success? Because money is not how you measure success. That there's enough money to go around, there's enough abundance to go around, but they've been trying to paint this picture that you are limitless, that you are lower vibrational frequency, that you are a worker, you need to work so hard, you need to be in this energy of fear, you need to be on this program, and I'm gonna keep you on this program. This is what they've been trying to do. So, watch who you listen to, who you align with. What podcasts are you listening to? What energy are you listening to? Because this PBD, I don't know, Peter, whatever his name is someone you should not be listening to. That is someone out of alignment. That is someone who is not tuning to the original frequency of energy, of humanity, of connection. Listen to someone like Poetic Flocka, who is actually speaking the authentic truth, who's actually spinning the authentic bars of words and energy that actually have power, that actually have remembrance, that actually can unite us. So be very careful who you're tuning to. And please comment down below what you think, what you're tuning to, what other podcasts you're listening to, recommendations, and yeah. Just comment down below where you're from, what you think of this video. And I think it's just so important that we be very careful what words we are speaking out into existence, into the universe. Because words hold a frequency. They hold an energy blueprint, a vibration that ripples in the collective. So we need to be really mindful of what we are expressing and what we are saying.